Welcome everyone to this topic of principles of environmental health versus environmental protection. Traditionally, these terms are separate, but they represent the same goals protecting health and environment. Using both the terms together, environmental health and protection avoids confusions. That is what we are looking into it. We are basically trying to have a common goal, as the case might be. Many environmental health programs are run by agencies outside the public health department. This can lead to gaps, this can lead to overlaps, these can basically lead to inefficiencies. Effective environmental health administration requires qualified staff, public awareness and support, strong leadership, scientific foundation, data collection, support services, sound policies, and legislation. Proper budgeting based on risk assessment and public health needs. Now, let me allow to speak about the values and benefits. What does it mean? It enhances economic status. It enhances productivity. It enhances educational achievement. It lessens social problem. It makes environment much more livable, relatable. There is a better quality of life as well. And obviously, yes, with better quality of life, diseases are being kept at bay, disabilities are kept at bay. Probably they don't happen in the society, and this leads to nothing but reducing the healthcare cost. So, the importance of ecological consideration in environmental health. Public health uses to main focuses on environmental program, but ecological health is increasingly becoming important as with every passage of day. Pollution harms ecosystem, which can then harm human health in long run. A healthy environment is necessary for human health and well-being. Mission: protect public health and environmental quality, support related activities such as recycling, land use planning, energy conservation, avoid conflicts of interest by prioritizing public protection over industry interest. Next is goal: ensuring a healthy environmental for a current future generation. Focuses on achieving optimal health and safety, not necessarily zero risk. Prioritizing based on the scientific evidences and avoiding public fear mongering. Regularly evaluating the existing policies and regulations to ensure effectiveness. So, what is risk assessment? The process of estimating the probability, remember the likelihood of happening, is what we are talking about, and the characteristic, or should I say, the degree of harm from the environmental hazard used to inform communication, risk management, and policy decision. What are they requiring? They require approximately 4 steps, which is all about hazard identification. Let's say recognizing the potential health or ecological balances. Let's say there might be drought, there might be flood, there might be tsunamis, there might be tornadoes. Now, these are the hazard that we're talking about. Exposure assessment, evaluating how people or environment might be exposed. So, in such scenario, how will you survive? What kind of impact will it make? Dose response assessment. In this is nothing but estimating a relationship between exposure and harm, degree of tornadoes, cyclone, floods, or drought, and how does it impact the human being or other species everywhere around it, and does it actually fragments the society, or the society can build be much more resilient. Risk characterization is summarization of the overall likelihood and the severity of harm. Challenges: the models may vary depending on the assumptions and data used, leading to confusions and potential distrust. Most model focuses on cancer risk from single exposure, neglecting other health comes and multiple exposures. Risk assessment can often rely on conservative estimates and judgment, making it an imperfect science. Requires expertise from various fields like chemistry, toxicology, and statistics. The future of risk assessment. Educational program for environmental health professionals are increasingly including risk assessment training. Risk assessment is one factor that needs to be prioritized. For example, public health assessment. For example, social factor. There is a need for multidisciplinary approach to understand and mitigate risk-based decision making altogether. Public health assessment provide a direct measure of human exposure to environmental hazard can be more compelling alternative to risk assessment, which relies on hypothetical data. Public health assessment informs actions to reduce exposure. Risk management, the process of taking action to risk identified through risk assessment, considers economic, social, political, and legal factors along with the risk data. Risk assessment, public health assessment, and experiential judgment, as the case might be. What are my global issues? There are extinction of species, and extinction of species are happening as you are watching this video. Waste management, desertification, deforestation, climatic change, overpopulation. Public perception of risk often differs from scientific assessment. Resources should be allocated to address the highest priority problems as they are happening. Yes, these are my global issues that needs to be identified and these needs to be dealt with. Federal agencies as EPA, Environmental Protection Agencies, OSHA, Occupational Safety and Health Administration, PHS, the Public Health Services, which includes the National Institute of Environmental Health Science, NIEHS, Center for Disease Control and Prevention, CDCs, FDA, Food and Drug Administration, agencies for toxic substance and disease registration, ATSDR, and other federal agencies like Coast Guard, Geological Service, and so on and so forth. Environmental health and protection agencies are largest component of state public health activities. They are examples of water pollution, air pollution, waste management, public waste supplies, and so on. The local environmental health agencies, what they are responsible for, they are responsible for having a healthy food or decontaminated food, absolutely food in the purest form, food production, swimming pool inspection, load abatement, the trucks, the lorries, and the vehicles might not should not be overloaded, because this they can tumble down in case they are overloaded. On site sewage disposal, groundwater contamination, asbestos inspection. Particles of asbestos, when inhaled by a human being, it causes problem to the lungs. Water supplies, the vector control, the animal control. The local government responses are federal government, interstate environmental agencies or issues, programs with federal mandates for funding, as in radioactive waste, water pollution. State government is all about you program user easier to administer on regional basis. Let's say the water pollution, the air pollution, providing technical assistance funding to the local agencies, developing standards and model legislation for local adoption. Local government has issues for local concern. Example, public water supply, solid waste disposal, may lack expertise in some specialization, as in epidemiological and risk assessment. Continue diversification of environmental health agencies beyond health department. Public health leaders need to ensure these programs are comprehensive, evidence-based, and well-resourced. Academic institutions should prepare students for leadership role in various environmental health agencies. Programs should be designed to solve specific problems in an efficiency, economical, and socially acceptable way. What are my support functions? The fiscal support, yes, the monetary support, the budget, audit, purchasing, lab supports or laboratory analysis for epidemiological and risk assessment, epidemiological investigation into health effects, legal counsel, compliance with the regulations or litigation, public health information and education involving media, target group, research, developing new methods of prevention and control, data collection, environmental health and pollution level. Next is funding. Where do we look for it? So, can we have creative funding opportunities, or probably create them in a particular fashion so that it solves all your budgetary requirement? Option include reallocating funds from lower priority areas to higher priority areas, developing new sources as in fees, pollution taxes. Administrators need skills in public health financing, environmental economies, marketing, communication, and public policy development. Pollution prevention is the most effective approach, reduces exposure to workers and public, minimizes environmental problems across different media, substituting non-toxic material for toxic ones, redesigning production process to create less waste, developing cleaner energy sources and agricultural practices. Pollution prevention is the most effective approach for environmental protection, reduces cost and compared to cleaning up power pollution later, minimizing the exposures to the pollutant across different areas, be it air, water, or land. The examples are redesigning production process to create much less waste, or should I say, substituting the non-toxic material for the toxic one, developing cleaner energy sources and green energy sources, if I may say, and agricultural practices, Pollution prevention, avoid transference of pollutant between environmental medium and air pollution. Environmental health is a broad field requiring a variety of disciplines: physical scientists, chemists, geologists, life scientists, biologists, physicians, social scientists are economists and political scientists, educators, engineers, data scientists, planners. There are two, I repeat, two main categories of health professional, environmental health professional. One is EHPPS, the environmental health protection professional, who has specialized or in-depth education about training in environmental health. And then there are professional in environmental health, professionals from other disciplines who contribute to the environmental health, let's say engineers, let's say attorneys. There is a shortage of environmental scientists and engineers. Environmental professionals need continuing education to stay at the top of the complex environmental issues thereby. Next is the environmental health and protection professional as practitioner should include environmental health and protection technical issues, should include epidemiological and biostatistics, should include etiological of environmental and induced diseases, risk assessment, public health assessment, risk communication, risk management, and marketing thereby. Next is essentials for effective work to address specific needs as they arise. Now, this is why we require continuing education. Needs to be budgeted, timely, relevant, affordable, and at the same time convenient. Management should display strong support for continuing education opportunities. Last but not the least is what is the future hold for us. Growing importance due to the public demand for greater environmental protection and greater environmental sensitivity. New challenges will emerge from demographic shifts. New challenges will emerge from resource usage and development, products and material production for use, waste generation, global environmental issues. Well-trained environmental health professionals are crucial in addressing these challenges. With these words, I wind up this video for today. Thank you for watching it.